Greetings, everyone. Thanks for joining me today for another one of my pipe tobacco reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Blue Danube from Sutliff Private Stock. This is one of 6 blends that Sutliff Tobacco Company has graciously sent me and asked that I do a video review to share with everyone. So I'm going to do this in my typical style of pipe tobacco reviews that I've developed, where it'll be broken up into 3 sections. The first part where I kind of talk about the blend and open up the tin and give a smell and initial impressions just based on the way it looks and smells. And this middle section will be my first bowl of this blend and my initial impressions of its smoking qualities. And then the final and third section will be after I've smoked most of the tin, if not the entire tin, and I'll give you my follow-up impressions and thoughts on it after it has had some time to breathe and I've smoked it in various different bowls and pipes and things like that. So let's get on with it then, shall we? Here it is, Blue Danube. So here's the tin. Sorry about that, guys. There's the tin. Some nice little artwork on there. Now, when Sutliff sent me their tobacco blends to review, they also sent me this really nice, give me a second, really nice, well, if I can get it to close, there we go, little brochure here of all their blends, and it's basically just some marketing stuff, but let's see what they have to say about Blue Danube. For the description, they basically talk about, the Danube River, the scenic river in Europe, blah, blah, blah. And then they give a very, very brief description of this blend. I'll read it to you. Much like the Danube, this aromatic golden Cavendish of Burley and rich Virginias has depth, resulting in a distinctively delicious character. And along with every blend, they have these little, see them here, these little barcodes that kind of try to give it a description. The 3 descriptors are aromatic flavor, body, and latakia flavor. Now, for this particular blend, Blue Danube, the aromatic flavor comes in at medium-high. The body comes in at high, and it has no latakia in it. So this should be a very, pronounced aromatic blend. So with that description, let's crack open this tin and get to it. The tin size is 1.5 ounce tin. So let's get to it. Here we go. I can already smell the aroma coming off this stuff. Smells good too. Ooh, that does smell good. Let's give you a little closer look at this stuff. See, it's kind of a coarse cut, light flavor. It's got an excellent moisture level in it to begin with. It's not wet. If they put any kind of humectant or moisture preserver like, propylene glycol like some aromatics do, they were very light with it. They weren't heavy-handed. This stuff is not really wet and goopy looking. It doesn't feel wet and goopy. When I pick up and grab a pinch and squeeze, it doesn't stay stuck together. It falls apart pretty good. So in that regard, that makes me happy. It's not really heavily laden with humectant. It's got a good moisture level. Here's what it looks like. Fingered apart. Whoa, don't make a mess, dummy. Smell is very, I'm getting a vanilla smell, vanilla-y smell. Vanilla. I can smell the Virginias in it as well, which is kind of a grassy hay-like smell, but it's very faint in the background. I'm also getting something that maybe slightly mapley, just a little bit mapley. Okay. All right, so that's a good start. Good smell, good looking tobacco from this. I like the way it looks and smells, so that's pleasing to me. That gives me good hopes for this aromatic. So I'm going to load up one of my aromatic dedicated pipes and start smoking on it, and I'll be right back and let you know how that first bowl goes. Alright, so I'm halfway through my first bowl here of Blue Danube. I am smoking it in my 7LE bent pot. It's a dedicated aromatic pipe for me. It packed really easily. It lit easily as well, which is another good sign that it's not too wet, too moist. It's good moisture level in it. It took a flame really easily. I have not had to do a relight, which is good. Which tells me, like, again, another thing that I didn't pack it. I mean, yeah, I didn't pack it too hard. I packed it properly, and it's not too wet. It's still original flame to it. I'm about halfway through the bowl. When it first started out, you get the strongest aromatic flavor and smell to it when you first started, which is typical. And now that I've gotten down to about halfway through this first bowl, the strength of the aromatic flavoring, which is primarily vanilla, has started to tail off a little bit, but that's, in my experience, that's typical with aromatics. As you smoke down the bowl, the flavoring gets less intense. It's still there. This is basically, I would describe this, in a nutshell, as a vanilla aromatic. It's a good vanilla aromatic. It kind of reminds me of Lane's 1Q or Captain Black's, was it Captain Black Royal? Yeah, Captain Black. Which I both like. I like those. And this is good. This is reminiscent of that for me. Every now and then I would get a little bit of a nutty flavor, a slight mild nuttiness flavor to it, which I believe is coming from the Burleys. Don't really taste the Virginia sweetness in this. It's pretty much the sweetness is coming from the vanilla casing on this. I said I had smelled a slight maple syrupy flavor. When I opened the tin, I'm not really tasting anything mapley in this. It's, pretty much vanilla with every now and then just a little hint of nuttiness coming through from the Burley. It's good. It's pleasant. Another good thing about this I'm noticing is it doesn't smoke hot, and I'm getting no tongue bite, which that can happen with heavily laden aromatics. They can smoke hot and be real bitey. And I'm not getting this from this blend. It's nice. I'm really enjoying this initial bowl. This is a good vanilla aromatic. Nice. As another indicator of how pleasant this blend is, my wife, I'm going to have to do a relight here. I'm getting near the end of the bottom of the bowl. My wife came upstairs and said, as she was coming up the stairs, she's like, "Wow, that smells really good." I was like, "Oh yeah? How good?" She was like, "Smells like a room freshener." Thought that was interesting. I said, "Room freshener?" Is like, "Yeah. It's like you plugged in a Glade room freshener up here or something." So I was like, "That's a good thing, right?" She's like, "Oh yeah, it's good." Because now I'm standing in here in the room with you, I can smell this. It's getting a little smoky now, which would be expected, but from the rest of the house, it's just a nice, pleasant smell. So that's a good sign if you have someone else that you're living with who gives you the old stink eye when it comes to your pipe smoking. This blend may help minimize or maybe even eliminate it, as it is a pleasing room note to the non-smoker. All right, so that's my first bowl. Very good, very positive. I'm liking it. I'll come back in the final section after I've smoked most of this tin and see how and if it changes with time. Stay tuned. All right, I'm back. It's been a good month since I started. I opened up this tin of Blue Danube. Now, I've been smoking it exclusively for the month. Well, that's not true. I had one bowl of a straight Virginia the other day, but other than that, I've been smoking nothing but this Blue Danube for the past month. And you can see here, it is just about gone. What's I got? 2 or 3 bowls left. Now, I've smoked it in every one of my pipes. Every one of my aromatic pipes. This stuff has been wonderfully consistent, regardless of what aromatic pipe I smoked it in. It was a consistent smoke. It's had a good flavor from first light to last ember. This flavor stayed there. It like a lot of tobaccos, a lot of aromatic tobaccos, the flavor would decrease in intensity as you smoke down the bowl, but it stayed. I was able to get some nice flavor and aroma out of it, room note out of it as I smoked the whole bowl. Some aromatics you get to about halfway through the bowl and it just goes, at least for me, it just kind of goes tasteless. But this remained a good flavor and smell throughout the whole bowl. There were a couple of times, when I say a couple, literally maybe twice in that entire time, where at one point during the smoking I got the taste and smell of what I would, I guess, best describe as cookie dough, which was a little unexpected but not unpleasant. It was kind of a nice surprise. I certainly wouldn't want to describe this blend as being a cookie dough aromatic, but it's more of a vanilla to me. But occasionally, once or twice, I got something that kind of best be described as like cookie dough in smell and taste. One caveat I'll put with this blend of Blue Danube is be careful with the way you load and pack your pipe with this blend. This is not a wet blend. It's got a decent moisture content to it. However, it's got just enough moisture in it that you want to be careful not to overpack or pack too tight your pipe. If you do, it won't smoke as well. You'll have to do frequent relights. The pipe will get hot really easily. You'll lose the flavor, and it'll get really down at the bottom of your pipe, in the bottom of the bowl. It'll get really kind of wet and soggy and goopy. But if you pack it, be careful with your packing. You pack it on the loose side, you won't have any problems. It won't smoke wet or gurgle. It didn't for me. It won't smoke hot. The flavor will be, there through the whole bowl. So, yeah, this is a good aromatic. I enjoyed it. Just requires some careful packing due to its moisture content. It really didn't lose much moisture out of that entire month. It's as moist now. It seems to be as moist now as the day when I first cracked the tin, and I live in a semi-arid climate, so that's both good and bad, I guess, depending on who you are. Blue Danube's a good aromatic. It's not the best aromatic pipe tobacco I ever had. It's not the worst either. It is one of the better ones. I would get this stuff again. I enjoyed smoking it. I would smoke it again. I would buy it again. I don't know that I need to always have some on hand. I don't need to always have a tin of this stuff on hand, but if I'm buying pipe tobacco and I see that I'm getting a low on aromatics and I want to buy some more aromatics, I would get Blue Danube again. Yeah. So there you go. Here's my totally subjective review. Blue Danube pipe tobacco from Sutliff Private Stock. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. And as always, smoke in peace.